You're in tune to the Powerhouse Radio, linking the world to the Caribbean. You're in tune to the Powerhouse Radio, linking the world to the Caribbean.
Well, we want to say greetings to each and every one. Welcome to Reasoning Thursday, another segment of Reasoning Thursday. How are you doing? Hoping that you are fantabulously fabuloso. Well, we are here and we're hoping that you'll um, subscribe, go to the YouTube channel and subscribe so you can get notified when we are on, asking you to share and tell a friend and a friend and a family member that, yeah, that we are on. So I want to thank you for that. Thank you for that as well. Want to send big shouts to each and every one that has it locked right here, on DA Powerhouse Radio.com or have it locked on the TuneIn app for the Powerhouse Radio or our YouTube channel. That's the Powerhouse Radio YouTube and Facebook, Powerhouse Radio, Facebook. Um, 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 yeah, we just want to thank you for all of our brotherly and sisterly stations. We want to thank you for joining us as well. Um, we just thank each and every one. Thank you, to each and every one. Want to say big shout to You Choose Radio. Want to say big shout to you, Ross Dougal, DJ VJ Smiles. Want to say massive shouts go out to you all doing some big things. And also want to say big shout to the Victorious 89.1 FM, Massive and Crew. Big shouts go out to you. And thank you for also continuing to support us each and every week, Dr. J and the crew over there. We just want to thank you. Just want to thank you. Yeah, just want to thank you. Man, yeah, we're going to continue our conversation a little bit later with Miss Lysandra. With Miss Lysandra, we're going to continue that, talking about the different topics and things such as, and yeah, we have Jai in the house, the queen of all queen in the house. We definitely have the respecter in the house. Yeah, and Noni the juice. She has to work late, so she won't be joining us tonight. And MC is traveling, and she won't be able to join us tonight, I think. But nonetheless, you have the massive and crew. So welcome. Hoping that you're sharing it with a friend and a family member. Listen, we want you to like up the YouTube. We want to get up there. We need to get up there. We're doing great with our subscribers. But we definitely want to get up there and we want to try to pick up this YouTube channel, you all. So log it in and share it with your friends. Put it on your page. Put it on whatever page you have, may it be YouTube or whatever page you have. Definitely share and put us on up there. Jai, what's going on with you?
Hey everybody, happy Thursday.
Happy Thursday to you. Oh, Mama Queen. How
Hey everyone. Welcome. Man, it's really hot in Atlanta.
oh yeah, it is.
Atlanta.
Really,
Well, I heard New York hot too, so
yeah, well, it's hot Lanta. You know how what they say, they call it hot Lanta.
and I'm telling you, it's been toasty for the past couple of days.
Oh man, I'm telling you.
Yeah, I happened to go out today, and I said, because I've been in the AC for you know, wow, but I had a doctor's appointment, so I had to go out. I said, Lord of mercy, it's so hot. So
Yeah,
my driver said, she said, Carol, it's been hot all week.
girl,
Yeah, the heat wave.
I sit
Yeah.
and I hear everyone complaining about the heat. Everyone's like, "Oh, it's so hot! It's so hot! It's so hot!" I wonder what I'm trying to even remember back in my days, when I was younger. We didn't
Mm.
have ACs. We didn't have any of those things. It was hot. But do
The
you all
sun.
feel before I let the respect to say greetings? But let me let respect to say his greetings, and then I'll ask
Mhm.
that question. The respect to greetings. What's going on, my brother?
I'm thinking the same way you're thinking. It's
you know.
like this. I would save so much money if I was living alone.
It don't bother me. If it gets too if it gets too cold, I can't deal with it, and I definitely can't deal with the fan, overhead fan. Ooh.
Do you all think it was hotter? It's hotter now. And then before I even go there, greetings to Let's Gripe, blessings, Mama T,
Blessings, sis.
House Radio family. Greetings to you. Want to say big shouts to you. Great, congratulations. One more with the respect to congratulations once again to you. Let's Gripe.
Mhm.
She's an expecting grandmother, soon to be a grandmother, her first grand.
Congrats.
Yeah, from her only son. So, I mean, congratulations. I feel so wonderful for you. And it was a blessing. For the baby shower was just totally, totally beautiful. So, big, massive shouts go out to you and Junior and his beautiful wife. Asia, I want to say big shouts to each and every one of you. But yeah, it was a packed house. But going back to what we were talking about, the heat. Do you all feel, because they're talking about the heat, and Les Wright says thank you everyone. So we're talking about the heat here. Is
Mhm.
it, do you all feel like it's more, and listeners, you could chime in too. Um, do you all feel like it's more hotter now? Because everything they're talking about, the ozone layer and all of these things. Do you all feel that it's hotter now than it was when let's say we were younger?
I can't say because what happened is I grew up in New York, and here for some reason the weather here is totally different than New York is. So someone from that is still living in New York would have to give you their perspective on it. I
Yes,
can't,
yes. I'm
you
still
know,
living
yeah.
here. I'm from here. I'm still living
Mhm.
here, and this is not the same heat that I used to play in.
You know what? Here goes Les Life says, how did we survive back then? I mean, like,
Mm.
I feel like it's really, really the same. I feel. Um, I don't know. I just feel that it's really the same. Then we did different things. We went to the beach, or we went to the pool, or we turned on the fire hydrants,
Yeah.
and to get wet. We wet up each other with the hose. You know, we found a lot of shade. We sat on the shaded trees, and we used to go and picnic in the park with the same heat. That's it. That's what
Mhm.
I feel like. Let's Gripe said it was hot then too. It was
I'm
Yeah,
not
hot.
saying it wasn't. I'm not saying it wasn't hot then too. And don't get me wrong. I agree. There's the coolness, but this is, call me a conspiracy theorist. I don't know, but this, call it global warming. That's what I
the
believe. It's
humidity. It's the
way hotter.
humidity. Yeah. Yeah,
The
you
kids
can
aren't
feel.
even outside for 15 minutes, or at least I should say my daughter. I'm a prime example. I send my kid outside. She's not outside for more than 15 minutes before she comes in the house red, wet of sweat, and I'm loading her with water to make sure she's hydrated.
Mhm.
There is
Yeah.
no respect to your thought.
It is all a mindset to me. And I feel as if with some of us it's age and we became so complacent under the cool air and follow suit. Some people, well, I work hard, so I should be able to enjoy the temperature I want when I come home. Now, realizing that when winter time comes, you have the heat on 80 and above, but when summer comes, it's right back to 72, 74. So you love the coldness in the hot time, and in the cold time, you love the heat. It's a mind thing to me.
Well, let's Grimes did something that I was thinking the same thing about is when we were younger, we were not thinking about the heat. I think that we're kind of, as Jai said, her daughter comes in and she's soaking wet and she's sweaty. But that used to be a part of the fun where we were out there and it would be your parents saying, "You're not hot. What if I come in, come out of the sun?" Things like that. When we were out there, we were having so much fun. And even as teenagers, you know, our mindset was so busy on still this fun thing, going down the road and standing up out there and chit chatting with your friends and you know just having a good time. That heat wasn't necessarily on your mind. You were busy doing things. Go ahead, Queen.
These children here too, they grew up different. They're indoors kids. They're not outdoor kids. You know what I mean? So of course they're always in the house with the AC and what have you. So when they do go outside, it's extra hot because I'm telling these young folks, I'm not hot. They say, "Oh, it's so hot." My son, it's so hot. I'm sweating. Look at me. I'm sweating. You know? I mean, but to me, well, really, I'm not. And like I said when we first started out, I don't like the fan because it makes me get congested and stop up my nose. And the AC, I can take it, but so much. So I'm like, my bill is extra high because I'm turning it on and off, and that's no good. You know what I mean? It brings up the current. So but I think maybe part of it why these children, when they go out there and they feel extra hot, why it affect them that much is because they're not really used to it. They're in the house with the computers and the games and the what have you. And it's very rare that they go out unless you send them to summer camp, then they have to go out. But other than that, they're home. They're not used to that heat.
Darespecta.
I think with the young people, like Queen is saying, it depends because when a young person gets home, gets something to eat, drink, and they get to their room, they're not really thinking about the heat or the.
Mm.
Their mind is on the computer, doing what they do best. So I don't think it affect them to a point where once they're home, it's going to be the air got to be up or down, one way or another. They're in their room, and you don't see them until the next day.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's like Queen said. It's the children nowadays are more like indoors. They're not even outdoor children. So coming from the and they're TV babies and they're computer babies, tablet babies, and stuff like that. They're not used to the running up and down. And even sometimes if they walk from here, go down the hill, it's like, whoo, me tired. You know what I mean? It's not like when we were growing up, we would walk miles and it came in like nothing. You know what I mean? I'm even thinking of in New York, walking from Gun Hill Road up to 241st Street was like absolutely nothing to me. You know what I mean? But now it's like, I got into this car mind frame that I have to drive everywhere. It's hot out there. I'm not into all of that. Man, I remember I used to walk from 223rd all the way to Fordham Road for the New Yorkers that are on. And because we did most of our teen life over in White Plains Road in the Bronx. So when I didn't even feel like taking the bus, I would walk or I would ride a bike or whatever from where we grew up all the way to Fordham Road. You know what I'm saying? All the way down to 183rd Street. We used to just walk just to be walking, you know, and it was a lot of scenery, yes, because you had stores, you have all that. And we're talking about in the heat, we were walking. And then we hang in the park, like in the scorching heat, we're sitting up in the park, just having a good time. The ice cream truck come by, you buy ice cream. Even in Jamaica, going, you mean you sit down, you have a little suck, walk from here to there. I mean, like, the heat was not an issue. So every time when I hear someone, including myself, say, "Why it hot?" I wonder how did we really, really made it back then, growing up. You know, from my home to Hayfen Pool down at the valley. I'm like thinking, what a walk that used to be, little young teenagers, you know what I mean, walking in the scorching heat. Yeah, so like Tonya said, when we're younger, we don't we're not thinking about heat, we're just thinking about fun and all of that. Go ahead, the respecter.
Keep us fit, kept us fit.
And it kept us fit. Yeah, yeah.
Now, four things could be true at one time. I'm not arguing anyone's perspective or point of view. 'Cause like I said,
Uh-huh.
everything has truth to it. But then I just have a question for everybody. I mean, well, more so the respect. My you call happened in Europe. 1,300 people just passed away due to heat.
Go ahead, the respecter. He said, especially the respecter.
Let-
Go ahead, the respecter. Answer that. Would you like to answer it?
What's the complexion? What's the
What did he
complexion?
say?
What is your complexion?
No, the complexion of the people. The,
I'm
the
sorry,
people.
he went out. I can't hear him.
He said, what is the complexion of the people?
Oh, it's a mixture. It's a mixture of them. But I'm just saying. I was just reiterating my point and my conspiracy theory on in regards to global warming and a heat wave. 1,300 people just passed
It was just their time.
due to a heat wave.
It was just their time, Jai.
Is
Yo.
It was judgment day for them.
that is funny. That is funny. That is real funny. It was just good. That's a good way. You know, I won't even get that deep in the conversation because I got ready to say, let's go into time, but let's not. Let's not go into time. You know what I mean? Let's not go into time. But man, I thought that was just interesting to bring that into the mix of all the other madness that is going on. Lasagna is joining us, going to continue our reasoning on financial freedom or structuring in your lives. And I think today we're going to go ahead, the respect. You were saying something?
Briefly, though, right?
Yeah. We're not, we have a lot of reasoning topics today. So we're not going to take up the entire program. And we didn't get to do a lot last week either. So we're gonna really be brief on it tonight, because we have the protest that's going on in Jamaica. We have and I wanted to hear you all thoughts on that with the protests going on in Jamaica, and everyone is, well, not everyone, but when you look at some of the things in the media and some of the things that are being said in the media, a lot of it is gearing, oh, it's the opposition party. They're the one who's who's forming who had this protest going on. But as I state each and every week, I'm not of any party, okay? But the people party, the people of Jamaica, not PNP party, not JLP party, not Democrats, not Republicans. I'm all about people. People and people lives and how they're being impacted with the situations and the transparencies and the suffering people of the world, you know. So that's what I'm focused on. So when I see something such as a march like that, and they got quite a lot of people out there, um and there was one person that was on that was making that had questions, and she had valid points. And a lot of the feedback was, oh, she's PNP. But are we not listening to what people are saying? Some of the topics are the green facing something different than the orange? That's my thought in it, because we are so blinded by party that we're not thinking about even ourselves and what we are going through in life. I made a post at I'm not going to say where. I made a post. All right. And okay, I made a post in my family group. I'm going to say that. And I made the post just showing some points that someone was making. And I also made the post and post what Rubio was saying. And I made another post. And why? And it wasn't to get anyone's. It was just to bring information in light of the TCN situation and stuff like that. And when I made that post, because we've been talking about lots of things on the chat as a family, and I mean family in England, in Jamaica, in Canada, family all around the all of us is in that one group. Okay, it's a lot of us, over 100 of us in this group. So one of my cousins whom I love very much, and that's like really one of my aces. And when I posted the first comment, and he didn't answer a lot of things to a lot of other stuff. As a matter of fact, he didn't answer to any of the stuff that we posted previously. But as I post that one, the person says, "Oh, Burchell, she's in the PNP, and that that person should focus more on that person should stop feel up whatever." Although it was a whatever the post that they got, it was a AI. Somebody just created that post. But the thought about it, which my response had to be that instead of us, I really don't care. I said you missed the message. You missed what she was saying, what another person was saying, and what Rubio also said. That you bought into the group about somebody feeling of somebody in parliament that didn't even go so, instead of listening. You know what I mean? Instead of just listening to the message that was being placed by all three persons. Our group is not about a party, and that's not by any forms of me, which I had to state that it's so sad that we are so blinded because in my family you have parties on both ends. Okay, some people whom are Democrats, some people who are Republican, Independent, some people whom are JLP, some people whom are PNP, some people whom are independent, but we're still family and we still love one another. You see? So I'm just saying to say this: why can't people just listen? Just take out the greens and the yellows and the blues and the reds and just listen to what is impacting us as people, why we are having such a hard time surviving in this world, in our countries. There's things that PNP do that I don't agree with. There's things JLP do I don't agree with. There's things that Republican do I don't agree with. There's things that Democrat does I don't agree with. But when it comes to oppressing our people, when it comes to putting people in harm's way, when it comes to um anything that is not right for people, not just our people, I have a problem with it. You know, so I just want to know y'all thoughts even on the reasoning of the protests that took place. And I think I'm gonna try to find that Mama P thing and why there were not any JLPs out there to speak up. Go ahead, Queen.
It was I was really, really happy about it. And at one point I said, was it because Andre? You know what I mean? But then I saw another person that taped the whole event, and I saw where it was not just Andre people, there was people really coming out. What I'm thinking is that people from the diaspora, they're out there and they're now eking these people on, because even a couple of months ago, about 2 months ago, I saw another one demonstration out there, and the guy that was manding it, he seemed like he grew up abroad. You know what I mean? So I don't know if it's these people that are motivating them to stand up, or they're just tired. Now this man here, this man is in is uncertified from what they're saying, you know, and because of that, it's gonna affect Jamaica in a lot of ways, and that's what the PNP party is trying to bring forth, and to let folks know what is really going on, even though the other party is blaming them. You know, now the people are saying, "Get out! We're now tired. We have had enough. Get out of there." So, but they're blaming it on the PNP party. But like I said, you know, this man, I haven't seen. He's more focused on money than the people. I was telling someone in my cab. I met a young man in my cab. He's Jamaican this morning when I was going to the doctor, and like he said Jamaica have changed so much since he took power, you know. Yes, things was kind of not being fixed like it's supposed to, but now there is nothing being done. He was talking about the roads, how they're worse now than they were, say, even 10 years ago. You know, things of that nature he was talking about. So, like I told him before, I said, we talked about this on our station, you know, what he is focusing on is money, and that's why he's so into the oil thing, finding the oil, even though he's not disclosing it and what he's doing, and that's why he want all these folks to come in. You
To
know what I mean?
regulate.
He got something going on, and people, I'm glad they're finally opening up and looking and seeing and doing something about it.
Okay, Jai, you was about to say something, and then the respect, and then we're gonna bring on Miss Lasagna, and then we're gonna go right back into our reasoning. Go ahead, Jai. You want to say something?
No, I was just saying allegedly, but I was going to say I was excited to see them protesting as well because I think the argument was that the government wasn't being very transparent about what was going on and what was going to happen until basically it happened. Um, so it was nice to see people take a stand, but I also agree with you. Um, I understand different perspectives, but it's just sad to see, like, you can see where this is going to go. And I don't think people fully understand what's happening. Um, and not a lot of people are doing research. It's kind of like you said, everybody picked their side and that's where they're standing. And that's kind of sad to see because, like you said, everyone is impacted, whether they believe it or not, you know? Um, I think the same way that they push certain celebrities and certain things to do stuff here or essentially to pick a side, even though some of them don't, they kind of stay silent about which route they're going. Some are a bit bolder. I do think music is really big out there. I think that's a tactic as well. Some people are admired. Um, and so I think they need to, and not to say that they haven't done it, I just think more need to do it. Again, everybody, like Queen said, is focused on the dollar, but they're not focused on the island lasting. Um, and the people who trailed the Eiffel Tower recently, the sign made the most sense ever. And it was like when you essentially what it was saying is when you choose love over power, it beats basically love will beat power. Um, so I definitely think there needs to be a lot more unity because it impacts the entire island, the demographic, and what that looks like to just be, you know? I can see them trying to make it a mini America, if you will, and minimum wage, they can't even survive to pay rent, you know? And then you bring in outsiders in to come and take farmland. You already have all these hotels where they're giving them basic pay and they're barely surviving. And now you're going to bring in people who are not from this place, who are essentially throwaway from what this government is saying, send them to that country where they have nothing, no resources. What do you think is going to happen? They're going to rob, cheat, and steal to find their way. They're trying to present it as something as it's just a transportation kind of thing, like a stop in between transportation. But that's not the reality of it because then you double back and you say, but hey, if they decide that they want to stay, then we'll look at the proper channels when everybody knows an immigrant is an immigrant. What proper channels are you looking for if you can't find them? So I don't know. I just think, like Lady D said, everybody needs to start thinking as a whole if you as for their country, you know? Especially with the alleged oil thing. It's a lot deeper than what people believe. Not a lot of people are doing a lot of research, and not a lot of people value more than the dollar. And that's the sad part.
Yeah, yeah. The respecter.
Yeah, perfectly said by all three of you. And I think the thing with us in Jamaica, the labor right, the PNP, grown men and women, boys and girls, we only know one way of addressing each other is with ignorance. No matter what you turn on, it's still as your mother. The over disrespect. Not gonna go nowhere with this. And it may be making sense. But if your sense is coming with arrogance and ignorance, it's not gonna move the needle. PMP were supposed to embrace the labor right. Labor right should accept that they made a mistake and try to make right. But they're not doing that. They end up fighting against each other still. And it's not a labor right versus PNP. The fight should be against Holness and his cabinet. And they're not doing that as a group. So I think this program right here, I'm trying a way to, take out clips of it and get it to the groups of people I have on my page in Jamaica and to see if any change can come. Because what all of us is saying is what they need to hear.
Yeah, I'm telling you. We well, regards to the in regards to the TCN, um, IRIFM has reported that National Security Minister Dr. Horace Chang has doubled down on the government stance that persons with criminal records will not be accepted in the country under the agreement between Jamaica and the United States in relation to third country nationals. According to the government, the MOU will provide for third country nationals transfer from the U.S. to transit through Jamaica to their final destination. The opposition People's National Party has criticized the initiative, noting that dangerous people will be brought into the country. However, speaking in Parliament, Dr. Chan referred to the public discourse of the issue, reiterating that criminals will not be included. Dr. Chan asked critics why the government will bring criminals into the country when it has worked so hard to reduce crime and violence. He stressed that no criminal, regardless of nationality, will find safe haven in Jamaica under the Andrew Holness led government. So that's his statement. And
But wait, did you see the catch 22 in this? Because how are you? The world is going crazy. Okay,
What?
so I'm sorry. I just caught something that really just kind of opened my eyes to something else. You just said that you're not accepting people who are not criminals. Wasn't the whole point of ICE doing everything that they're doing over here, quote unquote, was to collect criminals?
Yeah,
ah,
What are you talking
yeah.
about?
yeah,
Okay. Now you
This
see,
is what I mean by being informed, and they can tell you anything. And I agree, be upset with your government because you are misinformed.
yeah,
the right now the people's 61%, it is alleged that 61% of the people, they're saying that the administration that is in power now, they said they're setting the stage for inciting violence, and they're saying that this president, he fights democracy, but at the same time he support dictatorship. So what is he?
Aren't they building a high? I'm sorry, Queen. Okay. Let me
Yeah.
slow down. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Go on, you go on. I'm finished. Go on.
Aren't they building a prison, another prison out there?
and
From
you,
what?
that's what DJ
The
Smiley.
world is going crazy.
And he says Jamaicans don't want changes, them good. And they will be building a new international prison in Jamaica. So yeah.
Well,
So
I think they're wising up now. It just seems like there's, or maybe it's the people that had to go down that they deported down that are changing things. I don't know what it is,
well
but it
it
seems like they're more active now.
it was stated that if they don't want to go, they're going to be. It's supposed to be a pass through, right? But they can also have, and those are the things that people are not zooming in on. They also said that they have the options of um
Staying. They have 2 weeks.
and if they don't, and they have to go in and file for whatever paper, and if they don't want to, if they're, I guess, if they're, he didn't say if they're criminals, but he's saying for those whom they don't want for them to stay, they will deport them on taxpayers money.
Money.
And that that is like that is like a wish-wash kind of thing. It makes absolutely no sense. But once again, it's the people, and that's the entire people, the entire country, not parties. People of Jamaica need to read between the lines of everything, not just what JLP is saying. Read in between the line of some of the things that PNP is saying, and make sense out of nonsense, and
Mhm.
judge accordingly to what fits right with your soul, not what fits right with a particular party.
Mhm. Yeah,
Can
that's
I add
it.
to that, please?
Go ahead.
And I was just going to say, again, not just what your party is saying, like you stated, but also look at these places where they're having the deals done. Because something as small as what you just said, I just caught the contradiction and make sense of it.
Yeah,
That's it.
this makes
Mm.
sense. This
Yeah,
makes sense.
yeah.
Sense. Yeah.
And it's so sad. It make you seem like these people don't have much sense. I mean, because it's right staring you right in your face, and you can't see it.
Yeah. Well, you know, it with and then we're gonna bring Miss Lasagna that is on with us on in the mix. But it you have to think of it that maybe some people are mentally they're just imbalanced because sometimes when you listen to some of the things that's going on with the JLP and the PNP, and then you listen to also some of the things that are going on with the Democrats and the Republican, you have to ask yourself, and maybe that is why people have so many different opinions and insight on life because everyone's brain doesn't function or process information the same unless we wouldn't be battling so much against one another because the Republicans feel like they are 100% right. The Democrats feel like they are 100% right. And sometimes we may pull out the same information and say, well, don't these dodo birds or these people see that what 47 is doing is not right? Or what this person is doing is not right? Or what when even when the Democrats was in office, do they not see what this person is doing is not right? So to me, the only thing that I can just really think is just that something's going on with the brain waves that people just absolutely think against one another. Um, VJ Smart says Jamaica was the first world prison during slavery, and Atlanta was a state for prisoner. That uh,
That is true. I researched that.
that's something deep. Oh yeah, oh yeah, that's something deep. Listen, this is
That's why I mentioned the prison thing.
yeah, yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, and it's just I just don't know. I just don't know what we're going to do with the people, and when are the people of America, the people of all of these countries whom are oppressed and still just rallying for the oppressors. Um, when are we just going to really wake up and and fight for ourselves?
Yeah,
Mhm.
You
Yeah.
know, really fight for
in every way.
yeah, really fight for ourselves. The respect you wanted to say something, or then we're going to bring big financial life into the mix because we're going to get our finance intact, and we're going to do a little snippet each week, and then um, myself and Miss Latanya speaking of a program that is just geared around financing and helping the melanated community, or just let's say people, or just helping people to definitely be able to gain this financial freedom that so many others or have, or if not even to gain financial freedom, but to be able to get their life straight, get their finances straight, so that it'll relieve a little bit of stress off of themselves. Conrad says they took the brilliant slave to Haiti, warriors to Jamaica, and the criminals to America.
Wow.
Listen, you know what you said about there is and I see the respecter want to say something. Hold on, respecter. And I'm gonna play it. There's a clip that it and that's saying that Jamaicans are Irish, really come from Ireland. So after Mrs. Sonia does her presentation, we're going to talk about this Jamaica coming from Ireland. I mean Haiti warriors and Jamaicans warriors to Jamaica and all of these things. All righty, we have a lot to cover, so we're just gonna dive into it. The respecter, I know you wanted to say something before Miss Lasagna speak. Go ahead.
I'm just saying on the behavior of the people. They
Mm,
have to realize they're hurting each other with the behavior, the vulgar, and the disrespect. So they need to come together in love.
yeah. I'm hoping one day that we all can really, really love each other. You know, really love each other, really love each other unconditionally. Unconditionally. You know what I mean? I'm really hoping that can happen one day in this world, you know. And yeah. So thanks for that, the respect. Love is most definitely the key. It is. We have to, and you know what? I think the first thing in love, we have to learn to love ourselves. And then once we really love ourselves, we can project what we need to project to the world, to the universe, to everyday life, and maybe the world will be a better place, you know? So let's get some love from Lasagna coming in to um, let us know how we need to love ourselves financially and get ourselves together. MC, greetings, MC. We did see you before, and what's going on with you? Welcome, welcome. I told everyone you were traveling. MC, we can't hear you. You on mute. Okay, well, MC is still on mute.
Look in the chat.
Oh, okay. She still can't hear anything. I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to log out and come back in. Read my lips. Log out and come back in. Log out and come back in. Yeah. All right. Cool. Let's
Yes,
talk about how are you doing today?
I am doing great. Better than terrific. Happy to be here. How are you guys doing?
I'm just fantabulous. I think that we are fantabulous.
I
Yes.
love it. I love it.
Sorry to
Speaking
wait
to,
so long. We were vibesing here. We were really
yes, yes, and so was I was sitting here right with you.
all
And,
right.
yeah, for sure. And it is just really crazy and so unfortunate, but they do this to us on every level.
Yeah,
So, you guys are seeing it, firsthand and in a violent manner, in a way that is to take over and to destroy the land and it be monetized
yeah,
by others. And that's just been the core principle. It's almost to keep us out in every way, okay, just to divide. And it's the same thing in the financial industry. If you don't, like the young lady said, if you don't educate the people, if you don't do the research, if you don't, and that's in any area, if you don't put in the work to know, people will just tell you anything, and they devise systems that if you're not careful, you become a part of them, and because you're not outside of the box, if you will.
yeah,
So it is the same thing in the financial industry. It's been kept from us and more or less prohibited, if you will, the education. And it's when you learn it, it's not rocket science. It's very simple principles that have been made law. That if we only know the rules, then we can play the game.
yeah,
But the people with the lack of knowledge, right, without a vision will perish. So we have to be in the space to acquire it, but it's been so hoarded. And that's my passion, to educate the people on money. Like money has rules, there are principles, and we work and acquire, the wealth. But then how do we preserve? How do we distribute? How do we keep most of what we earn versus so much of it going out via taxes. We can't outpace inflation. The only way to do that is compound interest, right? But if you're never taught that simple vehicle, how do you go? Where do you go with that? It's just like a dead end. And that's what a lot of people feel like. But there is a way out. And literacy and education is that way. You have to sharpen the skills to be able to learn the rules to apply, and that's my pit is to give the knowledge, make the people aware. That's the key.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. I had I had a couple of questions that was emailed to me, and
Hmm.
one of them was is which I definitely, I think I definitely know the answer, but because our listeners are on and they want to hear the answer, um,
Yes.
is this a black owned company or because last week I guess we were saying that to teach our people on how to become financially sound.
Hmm.
They wanted to know where the company black owned or
Yes, big financial, and it's not just our people. I am about educating
people.
all people, but I have a primary interest absolutely in our people. And I'm just, I'm not afraid to say that because we have been deprived of this knowledge, and it is unfair because of a socioeconomic status that we should not have the ability to know. Okay. So, yes, Big Financial is a Black owned company, and we are an affiliate of Hedgeman Group International, which is not a Black owned company. Hedgeman Group International is a company founded by Hubert Humphreys, and Hubert is a Caucasian guy that has no college education, that was on the back of a railroad train for about 17 years down in Alabama, and founded, was working for Amway, was, doing whatever he could do to feed his family. And he pretty much stayed on the back of that train in the caboose for 17 years, was about 42 years old. Some guy talked to him about a book, Think and Grow Rich, I believe it was. But anyway, he didn't have the money to buy the book, went in the bookstore and took the pages that the guy told him about out of the book. That's how poor he was.
Yeah.
And
I,
he went back, paid for the book, long and short, started the company. And here we are 50 years later with HGI. So,
okay.
yeah, Big Financial Life is a Black owned company.
Okay. Okay.
Yes.
There's another question where there was an individual wrote in out of Florida, and she states that because of her time is limited, and she's wasted a lot of time with other folks.
Mhm.
After the free analysis, what is the charge? So she's saying like, what
There
is okay?
there is no charge at all. What our company does is, once we give you the financial needs analysis, it's going to lay out exactly what you need as far as your gaps and retirement, as far as your gaps in life insurance. If you have children, what you need to do to be able to pay for them for their education. It's going to show us everything that you need as far as your social security, if you're going to receive social security, if not, what you need as far as a nest egg for retirement. So we do that complimentary, and there is no charge even after the fact, because you will then know what you need. And what we do at that point is structure your financial house according to what you can pay for, because you may need a suite of products, right? But your finances may only accommodate you starting your foundation. And so we're going to accommodate that. And as you grow, and as we show you how to eliminate the debt that you have and how to increase the income, that way you're able to go ahead and completely protect your house and make sure that you're well. but there is absolutely no charge for the services that we provide. The products are what you will pay for based on what you need.
Alrighty, and one more question, and I'll keep this as the questions comes in. Um, what is the documents that are needed for the final for the financial analysis before they call in, or do they have to wait, call in, and then you tell them what they need?
No, what they would need to bring is all of their finances as far as their credit, their debt, whatever debt that is, period, their income from whatever sources that income is, their children, all of their information as far as employment, as far as their health is concerned, as if their medications, if their ailments, because of course we will be giving them the gaps for life insurance. They will need to bring in pretty much that's it. If they have 401ks or any retirement accounts, we would need to list those. And that way we can give you a comprehensive picture of what then is needed and how we need to go about executing so we can get you where you need to be.
Okay, alrighty, alrighty. Well,
Hmm.
I'm gonna stop there, and we're gonna let you go on and tell us a little bit about how do we go the just the best, and we just gonna do a small little so we can get back to some more things, and then my
Okay.
we're gonna talk in regards to doing broad stuff
Yes.
on the station because it's something that is very
Excuse me, lady. You're breaking up. Excuse me.
yeah. I'm breaking up. Let me fix my mic. Sorry. The respecter, you had a question.
I realized, yeah, I'm gonna sign up pretty soon.
Yes, sir.
I have term already with my bank, but I'm gonna get with you.
Yes, sir. We'll get you taken care of.
I just want to say, Queen, Queen,
Yes.
it took a ordinary woman and look at her in 1 week. Start.
I told you, let me tell you something. She blew my mind. She blew my mind that day she was talking. As a matter of fact, it was a whole audience, a whole room of women. And everybody was at the same time popping the questions because it's, what she was saying is things
We are,
that we were never taught.
we are limited with our time, so we don't want to hear Queen long explanation that we need. Okay, so
It's okay.
insurance. What would you advise our listeners in regards to insurance?
Okay, you insurance is what I think you said, Lady D. You broke up a bit on me.
Yeah, yeah, go ahead.
Okay, yes. So insurance. We what we would do is once we did the financial needs analysis, but let's just talk basically. What we would do is definitely everybody that can get living benefits. Living benefits is a no-brainer. It's a must. It's a dire necessity, guys, for us while we're alive. This is the part of life insurance that we need to understand completely. Life insurance is life insurance because it's for living, not just in death. It does have a death benefit, okay? But what we understand as life insurance is when once we pass away, our family will inherit the death benefit from the policy that we make a payment on every month. That's our pretty much conception of life insurance, okay? Life insurance, let's scratch that 100%. Let's take that out. Yes, it has a death benefit guaranteed. No question, it is for sure, okay? But life insurance with living benefits is for living. So if you are ill, if you qualify for living benefits, and we'll know that in a pair of minutes, once you receive living benefits, let's use $1 million life insurance policy, which is not expensive at all, depending on the age and the health. Okay. So if you can get living benefits, you have $1 million policy and you become ill, ill being stroke, heart attack, cancer, ALS, Alzheimer's, burned severely, blindness. Oh goodness, kidney failure. It's about 18 chronic, critical, and terminal. Those are the categories for terminal benefits, for living benefits. Okay, so say you've qualified, you've got living benefits, you've got $1 million policy. If you become ill, you're going to receive 90% of that death benefit while you're living. I want you guys to just process that. If you can't go to work, if you become disabled for any reason, and you have a policy with living benefits and you don't have any income coming in, what happens to your house note, your mortgage? What happens to your car payment? God forbid if your children go to school and they don't have, you pay tuition. It's not scholarship based. What happens to your daily living? So you either downsize, I mean, think about your income right now and think about it not coming in for 3 months. Think about not having income for 90 days and thereafter. What happens to your style of living? What happens to your lifestyle? Do you downgrade? Are you able to maintain? Have you put up 3 to 6 months of expenses in the event of disability? Those are all the things that are imperative and that we teach you here at Big Financial is number one, you need to increase cash flow, but we'll get into that. But the key for living benefits is if you can't go to work and bring your income, how do you sustain life? And that's living benefits. If you're alive and you don't pass away and you have a stroke or a heart attack or, an aneurysm and you're still alive, how do you sustain financially? How does your family make it? So either you have a long-term care policy, which most people don't. They're very expensive standalone. What do you do? What pays for you? Aflac, if you've got some Aflac, that will sustain some of your expenses. But living benefits, guys, is going to give you 90% of a death benefit into your account. So if you've got $1 million policy, we can all do the math. That's $900,000. If you've got a $500,000 policy, that's $400,000. My nephew was 41. My life experience for living benefits. He had a stroke driving the Brinks truck. He works for Brinks on the highway. Didn't kill anybody. Thank God. Didn't kill himself. Couldn't work for 2 years though. That policy gave him $260,000 cash in his account. Paid off his house and his daughter's in college. He's fine now, 45 years old, and life is life. But without that policy, they had just bought that house. His wife was a stay at home mom. They have 2 daughters, and they were going to lose everything they had. He couldn't go to work for 2 years. He was the sole provider. How many of our households are like that? What happens? But if we don't know that living benefits exist,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah, yeah. And that's something very good. That's something very good. And I encourage all of the listeners to most definitely reach out and get some information on that because that is you know we all go through persons go through all sorts of stuff. I remember I was sick once and I was down for like 2-3 months,
yeah,
in the hospital, and it was just my savings
right.
that I was, and thank God I had a
That's
saving
right.
to survive off of
That's
for,
right.
for those months. And there are a lot of persons who don't have that, not even for a 2 week not being able to work. It's
Yeah,
paycheck to paycheck.
that's
So
right.
that's a very very good thing. Big Financial Life 844-324-4543 4543. Once again, that's 844-324-4543. Lasagna Conley. This is free financial analysis, and you know,
It's
it's
like a health check, Queen. I mean, Lady D.
yeah,
It's like your financial health checkup.
yeah,
Where are you going? What do you need? And where are you right now? And how can we get there quickly? How can we alleviate this debt? What do we need to pay off first? How do we go ahead and structure these cards so you're getting rid of the highest interest first? Those things matter. Okay. And the idea is, once we can structure your blueprint, because everybody has a different situation, it's tailored to you.
yeah,
Okay. And that's what we do. And the WhatsApp, Queen, you asked me about it, Lady D,
yeah.
last week. That's going to be 404-734-8367.
Okay.
That's 404-734-8367.
All right, so that's for you international folks. You could definitely reach out to Miss Lasagna, 404-734-8367,
Yes.
via the WhatsApp, and or local, and I guess Canada as well. You can get her at 844-324-4543, Lasagna Conley. And we're going to get ready to wrap it. And the first thing that when you get your financial analysis, then the first thing that I'm hoping that most of the listeners will inquire about is this life insurance. And then you all take it from there.
Yes.
And then I know that next week we could maybe touch a little bit in regards to the trust.
Yes, for sure. And final expense, we'll get into that next week, which is also a very imperative piece, okay, for coverage. Super, super affordable concierge service. Everybody needs it. I have it. My children have it. Everybody that I know
I
has it.
definitely need that. So
Definitely.
I will be linking you this week. Well,
Yes.
it's almost done, but I'm going to definitely set up a consultation specifically
Okay.
for the estate. Um,
Yes.
that's a very, very important aspect, as well as the living
The
insurance.
living benefits, yes, but the final expense insurance,
Yeah,
that's another piece, Lady D, that I'm speaking of with Everest. I mean, I have it. I don't care if you have $5 million worth of coverage. Everybody needs this. Okay. It's one phone call. They take care of everything. We'll get into it next week.
yeah.
And also, guys, the website, if you want to email or go to the website, that's going to be bigfinancial.life. That's bigfinancial.life. And the email is wealth@bigfinancial.life. Wealth@bigfinancial.life.
For those whom are online with us via our live, it's on our screen, bigfinancial.life. The number is 844-324-4543. Lasagna Conley, and the number for WhatsApp number for our international. Hey, if you local and you want to use it too, go on. It's 404-734-8367. Email is wealth at big financial
Dot life.
dot life. All right. So if you want to email her as well and let her know that you heard it right here on
Yes.
Reasoning Thursday. Okay. And she'll definitely take care of you. Just say, Lady D personally sent me over there. Lady
Yes.
D and the entire Reasoning Thursday crew sent me over there. Okay. And we'll announce when Miss Lasagna will be launching her own program, and where you all will get unlimited information and be able to call in and ask questions and things such as. All right, Miss Lasagna, man, any the panel, did you all, any of you had any questions for Miss Lasagna? It's Lasagna or Sonia?
No, you're absolutely correct. It's Lasagna. Yes.
It's Lasagna. Um,
Yes.
Jai, did you have anything to ask or add?
No, I'll reach out.
Okay, the
I
respect.
plan to reach out.
All righty, great. The respecter.
Yeah, same thing.
All right, and Queen.
Yeah, I'll reach out. My son is reaching out too.
Yes.
I just want to say thank you again for being here with us. We
Yes.
greatly appreciate you, and I know the public appreciate you bringing what you're bringing to them. Thank you.
Yes.
Yes,
Thank
very
you, Queen.
informative.
Thank you. Thank you, Queen and Lady D. I'm honored. Thank you, guys.
Most definitely, most definitely. We're gonna definitely talk because I think I'll give you a call tomorrow,
Okay.
because I really want to get um my state situation started out.
Yes.
So yeah. So people, you got the numbers, you have the information. Give her a call. It's for the betterment of your life. It's not
Yes.
anything that we're benefiting from.
Yes.
Do know that we brought Miss Lasagna here because we want to most definitely help you all to make a better future for yourselves and your children.
Yes.
Okay, so or for your family, your loved ones.
Yes.
All righty. So blessings, Miss Lasagna. You want to say anything to the
Thank
listeners?
you, guys. Thank you, guys. And thank you. Reach out, guys, and we will take care of you. And let me know, definitely, Lady D and Queen. And we're going to stretch out the red carpet.
Yes. All right. That's what
Yes.
we're talking about.
Appreciate you.
Yes, definitely. Thank you, guys.
All right. Blessings.
All
Blessings.
right, now.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Man, I'm telling you, a wealth of information. And go
You
ahead and
guys make sure you call because I'm trying to retire next week, so I'll be calling.
you know what I'm saying? Especially when you have properties. It's something that has been said over and over and over and over again. And you if God forbid something happen, especially with the estate planning, which we're gonna touch on next week, God forbid something happen, you have to take this thing to probate court. I know persons who have gone through this probate business, and it's not an easy thing. And you could write a will all you want. I don't know where they came up with all this stuff that is making it so hard for your children, your loved ones to reap what you have sowed. They want you to jump through all these hoops to get the money and what is due to you, from your parents. And it's such a sad, sad thing that we have to go through all of what we're going through to keep our parents' money or our own money. And I love the fact that if you're ill, anything is going on with you, you have this insurance that you're sure that will back you up. Your bills will be paid. It's guaranteed. People, just give her a call. And if it doesn't fit you and it's not something that you like, then hey, but I would just give it a try or give it an air. Just give it a listen. It's not costing you a thing to do that. All righty. All right. So as we dive into some topics here, I wanted to send this out because my son sent this to me. And if you all knew about this, then kudos to you all. But I be thinking that I be knowing stuff. I be like, I be thinking that I be knowing stuff, and I don't be knowing jack. Okay, but um, I thought I had emailed it to myself, but I'm gonna email it to myself. But before I even do that, I want to say big shouts to Jamaica. Jamaica has been listed as the most peaceful place. I know we hit Jamaica today. I mean, we all over Jamaica today. I don't know. We're all over Jamaica today. MC, can you hear us now? MC, can you hear us? MC still can't hear us. She's trying though, folks. She's trying. She's still trying to get in on us. But I did not. So Jamaica is the most peaceful place, and I hear a lot of people that is controversial to it, saying that no, Jamaica is not, and all of these things in regards to Jamaica. But I'm looking at it in regards to Jamaica being this peaceful and being nominated as a peaceful place, the most peaceful place, as a blessing, because Jamaica is really, really an awesome place. You know, it is peaceful to me. I think that it is peaceful because when I go there, I feel so relaxed. I feel so at home. I'm just
Rejuvenated. Yes.
it's
Yes.
different, but if you're looking at it as far as crime and so on, and in it, it did state that they're not talking about crime business. They're talking about just the whole entire overall of it, and I agree with them. Jamaica's a very, very peaceful place. You know what I mean? Yeah. Y'all think so? You better. Y'all don't think so?
Of course.
Yeah,
I
I think
think it's
so.
one of the
I think
best
so.
places ever. That's why I am so
Mhm.
upset with the way that things are going, because how do you ruin something so beautiful?
Yeah.
Granted, there are things that could be fixed. There are things that could change. I agree with that. As you want to look at crime, all those things, understandable. But I feel like that still goes back to economics. Um, but it's one of the most beautiful places, and it's its own place. It has its own species of animals. It's beautiful. So
Yeah.
that I agree.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I think it's a beautiful, peaceful place. Yeah. And
Yeah,
I,
I agree
I would
too.
in a second. I would go there in a second and just relax.
Mhm.
Just,
Every time I go out, I cry when I have to come back,
yeah,
because it takes me 2 days alone to learn to slow down
everyone.
and to follow the energy there. It's because I'm always in a rush. I feel like here we're always moving, rushing, trying to get something done. There's never a
Yeah.
moment where your nervous system can relax.
Yeah.
It takes me 2 days, and I kid you not, to like breathe and be like, wait a minute, you really need to slow down. You
Really.
can think better. The air smells different. It's just amazing.
Yeah,
I don't care what anybody says.
I just
yeah.
come off of the plane. All right. I just get off the plane and I'm like, oh yeah. I mean,
But
like I am home. The food. I mean, just
but
listen.
you get off the plane. I'm in the plane and I see that nice blue, beautiful water and light water saying, "Come to me, come to me."
Literally.
It is a peaceful place. I don't care what nobody want to say. Jamaica is a peaceful place, and kudos and congratulations to you.
And Jamaicans know it because they love their home. They love their home. I don't care. They go somewhere else, they hate the food, they hate the people, they hate the place. They want to go home. You know your place is top notch, top tier. I agree.
I
It's one of the
agree.
best.
Yeah, Jamaica
Yeah.
named the Caribbean's most, and it's out of all of the Caribbean islands. It's named the most peaceful country in 2026. And people
Mm.
have their comments, and I'm not even going to read their comments. But yeah, I agree. It's the most peacefulest place. All righty. But here goes.
In
Go,
the countryside.
go ahead, Queen. What,
No,
repeat.
I said especially in the countryside.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
Love
yes.
the river, just the bubbling, the water
Oh my
bubbling.
gosh, the rivers.
Oh God, I'm telling you.
It says Jamaica has been named the Caribbean's most peaceful country in the 2026 Global Peace Index, ranking 70th globally and third in North and Central America. The island outperformed regional neighbors, including Trinidad and Tobago, the Dominican Republic, Cuba, and Haiti. The report highlighted Jamaica's strong performance in low levels of internal and external conflict and militarization. However, it noted that crime, public safety perceptions, and political stability continue to impact the country's overall ranking. All right, and then just to give you all a quick laugh, somebody says, you know when the person who was doing the inspection, everyone was on their best behavior.
I agree.
Okay. You know, oh man, I'm telling you. So yeah, Congratulations, congrats.
My last ad, it's not even just the place, it's the people too. I feel the finest thing walking out there. You can't tell me nothing. The people, I don't care what nobody say. Granted, like I said, they may have their moments and their things, but they are some of the greatest people in the greatest place to me. I
Yeah,
don't care what nobody says.
yes.
Mhm.
I don't care what they have to
And you're a Georgia peach, right?
Right. I'm only connected through blood. That's about it.
say. It's beautiful. But here goes something that I really did not know. So once again, if you all know all of this information, then kudos to you. And big ups to you. I did
Ireland,
not
let's
know
break it
that.
down.
I did not know that. So here we goes. We're gonna break it down. I'm gonna go into this clip right here. And these are just info. Here goes. Conrad says every murder and rape turns into Conrad says every murder and rape turns into a song that helps the family. For real. Did you all get that? Did you all get what he said?
I did.
Yeah, yeah. So that's real cool. Listen, it does, it does. It turns into a song as soon as something happens. We make a song about everything pertaining to Jamaica, and you just have to laugh at it. I was watching this clip the other day, what that was saying the 10 most funniest song that was never meant to be a hit, and they became hits. And they had Shaggy, Anami, and a couple others, Uptown Ranking, and a couple of songs they had, and it was really a cool um video to watch, right? So yeah, this one right here, for FYI, for the masses out there, including myself. Here we go.
Jamaicans were the original nobility of Europe who were overthrown by Oliver Cromwell.
Let me take it from the beginning.
The real Jamaicans came from Ireland. Let's break it down. Jamaicans were the original nobility of Europe who were overthrown by Oliver Cromwell and banished to Jamaica. Oliver Cromwell overthrew the absolute monarchy of the Stuart family, establishing the Commonwealth. Jamaicans didn't even speak patois until the Irish came. Oliver Cromwell's invasion of Jamaica in 1655 birthed Jamaican patois. His forced deportation of thousands of Irish prisoners and enslaved West Africans to work sugar plantations resulted in a unique linguistic fusion. Oliver Cromwell went to war with the Stuart family. These were literally black people. King Charles Stuart II, the black boy king of England. The word Stuart comes from the Old Nordish root svart, which means black. Stuart is the same word as swarthy, which means black in Old English. There was once a Stuart line of kings in England. Idi Amin tried to tell you this in his movie, The Last King of Scotland. But anyway, consider the following. Inside the word Angus is the word Negus. Angus is deeply tied to Scottish culture. Negus is the antonym for the N-word, meaning king, ruler, or emperor in the Ethiopian language. This is interesting because Jamaica and Ethiopia share a profound historical and cultural bond. Also, the Angus cow is all black. Look at the Jamaican and Scottish flags. They share the same diagonal X-shaped cross design known as a saltire. They are the only two national flags in the world to share this specific cross. But wait, there's more. When they get mad, they act the same and fight the same. Both Jamaicans and the Irish share stereotypes of being aggressive or hot-headed. These traits are rooted in expressive or blunt language. They both fight in mountains. Irish rebels and regular soldiers have fought in the Scottish Highlands. The Jamaican Maroons fought the British in the rugged mountains and highlands. Irish moss is Irish. During the 1840s famine, starving Irish people relied on boiled algae for basic nourishment and survival. When those same Irish immigrants immigrated to the Caribbean later in the century, they recognized similar red algae species growing on the coast of Jamaica and shared their tradition of harvesting and boiling it. Beef patties are Irish. The Jamaican patty is a direct evolutionary descent of the British Cornish pasty. I'm not saying Jamaicans are white, I'm saying Irish are black. The very first people to inhabit Ireland had dark skin and striking blue eyes. Archaeological biological and genetic research indicates that these hunter-gatherers who arrived on the island thousands of years ago did not possess the genetic mutations for light skin that later became common. Irish is all up in Jamaica, just like black is all up in Ireland. Duff is derived from the Gaelic word dub, which means black or dark, used as a surname in Irish and Scottish culture. Dub, meaning black. Origin, Scottish. When I say Dub, think Dublin, the largest city and capital of Ireland. In Jamaican patois, Irie means everything is good, all right, or fine. Jamaicans come from Ireland, so when I say it's all Irie, it's all Irie. The full video is on my Crumb TV Patreon. Tap all the way in. The real Jamaicans came from Ireland. Let's break it down. Jamaicans were the original nobility of Europe who were overthrown by Oliver.
All right. So, what do you all think about that? Tell me now. I really want to hear the truth. Did you all know that this? Have you all ever heard of anything like this? Queen, the respecter, because I see
No,
this.
no, no.
You never heard of anything like this. What about you, the respecter?
I sent this to you about 3 weeks ago.
You sent it to me?
Reasoning Thursday. It's in Reasoning Thursday.
I have to look at that because my son sent it to me last night. And he was like, he's researching it. He says, "Mom, I'm really researching this because I really want to know." They're saying that in Ireland, it's really black folks. And so I'm like, okay, so what happened to the radical slaves as even Conrad said, DJ VJ says in here that they sent the warriors to Jamaica. So was it really the warriors that they sent, or was it Irish people? I'm just making fun of it. And it's not up to me. It's something serious.
Well,
We
well,
really
well, well, growing up in Jamaica, the ones that they call the mulattoes, most of them were Irish, or Irish descendant. They were red skin, kind of red skin, like real light skinned, and with that good hair, that what they call so called good hair, they call it.
uh-huh.
Um, yeah, they had them there. As a matter of fact, we have some in our family, to be honest with you. But they look like they're white, but they have that complexion, that dark, the skin a little bit more pigmented. So you know, but they had them in Jamaica. They used to call them. That's what they used to call them out there. So it's not surprising. And remember, England, most England was really, and Scotland was part of England and still is part of England. And it's not surprising because remember in those days they were moving the slaves from one area to another. So it's not surprising, we don't really know what was, because the true history is not revealed. They give you a little piece here and a little piece there, but really and truly, it's now that we have mass communication and all of that we're finding out certain things. But these things were not divulged; it was kept secret, especially in the European countries, because they didn't want the slaves to know certain things, so it was not revealed. Well, rather, I should say, black people to know certain things, so it wasn't revealed. And at that time, they were capturing most of those countries in Africa, so who knows? Because they said that they had a lot to do with the countries that was raped in Africa, the Scottish, the Scottish. So who
Conrad,
knows?
DJ VJ Smash says, don't mix we up.
Who
So,
knows?
but did you know that patois was not brought to Jamaica until the Irish, which but
1500.
and what he made sure that he made sure he said was that um there he's not saying Jamaica white, he's saying Ireland was black people, not white people. Yes, sir. So
Mhm.
I'm going to follow up on it, And I know my son is following up because he says, "Mom, I'm really researching this." I said, "Well, whatever information you find out, you let me know." But I'm going to look into it too. I'm going to go on that page that he announced. MC, welcome to the crew. Finally.
I know. Oh my gosh. I just keep going in and out, and it wasn't working. So I shut down the computer for a couple of minutes. And here I am, and I can hear. Woo!
Welcome. Man, it's good. Man, you miss boy, I'm telling you. I'm sorry you couldn't hear a lot of the great information.
Me too. And now you're talking about something I probably also would have added my 2 cents too, but I'm not sure what this topic now.
No, this is there. I played a clip from a young man that was bringing to our, and the respect advised that he had put it in our chat about 3 weeks ago, which I didn't see it, but my son sent it over to me last night and says, "Mom, did you know about this?" So I said, "No, it's sad, but I really didn't know anything about this." And he says, "Yeah," and he says, "I was researching a lot of it so far, and it's really, really true. And it's so interesting when you look at the flags, the same thing, and they talk about the potswords, and they talk about the beef patty, and they talk about the mountains, how the warrior, like the maroons, and they talk about all of these things, and it's something that makes you go, it's
So what did they talk about? How black and whites are similar, or how?
no, Ireland. I'm gonna play it real quick again so we all get it. Listen to it.
Oliver Cromwell and banished to Jamaica. Oliver Cromwell overthrew the absolute monarchy of the real Jamaicans came from Ireland. Let's break it down.
I watched this.
Europe who were over.
Okay, so you watched it, right?
Yeah. So here's the thing, right?
Uh-huh.
Listening to him, everything that he says, because I will tell you, I met someone who has Irish background. And when I saw he's making corned beef and cabbage and they drink the Guinness and they have so much similar things to Jamaica, I was like, okay, and they are Black Irish, So I was like, okay, I saw a lot of stuff. I said, okay, this is interesting. I can see where he's coming from. I also noticed, and I've said this before, right, that all the other islands have like a singy-songy type of accent. Like, I tell she to go here. Jamaica's the only island that's like more strong, like wagwan, voice is strong on. And if you notice, when the Irish speak, there's something called a brogue. Jamaicans have that similar brogue where it's like wagwan, what you want? Hey, that, it's more strong. And it's the only island where they speak that strong, heavy, accent, whereas the other islands are more, take she to go here, and it's more singy-songy. So that's very similar to Irish. Irish, when they speak, the brogue, their accent is very strong.
Yeah,
so I see some similarities.
I knew that only because one time somebody taught me that, and I had to look it up as well. And that's when I learned that patois was kind of like a mixture of Irish and African dialects, which I thought was really cool. But it was nice to see that video because it gives you a lot more detail.
So, but I have to tell you, right? So I watched. I was like, okay, let me do some more research. I was excited about it. But guess what? I went to say, I said, maybe I might follow him. Went to look in his video, and then he has another video where he tries to prove how Michelle Obama is a man. And I was like, okay, I'm done with him. I'm done. Okay. He has another video where he tries to show Michelle Obama's a man. I was like, oh no, you've lost my respect.
Now you know.
He did, and he said, "Oh, I have the proof." And I didn't listen to the whole video, but I listened to some of it. Where I was like, maybe this is just a gag to try to pull people in, and then he's gonna show, tell them that this is ridiculous. No, he actually believes it. So I was like, I said, but I had saw that video.
And I was gonna ask that too because I was watching a few videos, and this is crazy. I meant to add it to the chat for you guys, but there was even some of the African American people in the community that just essentially played part of even MAGA for monetary gain. So I was just gonna say, I wonder if it was a money thing why he did that. Because some of them you really thought that they were being for real, but they came out later. They could be lying. Some people showed who they really voted for too.
Okay.
But it was clickbaits, because the internet and streaming and all those things are a new way of making a lot more money than even making music.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was just interesting. That's what I was gonna ask.
I did see a young lady who said something about what she on her IG page. I think it was an IG page, and she said some things that she knew, and then she started. I think she had a GoFundMe, so it's connected. And she said some things that she knew would incite the MAGA base, and they started donating to her. And she made a lot of money off of them. Once she made the money, she said, "Thank you for the money, even though I don't really feel this way." Something like that. Oh, like what you said, Jai, that some of them do it just for
Just
to
for
make the money,
the hype of it.
but they don't really feel that way.
Hype of it. Man, Lord.
Well, people came from they came from Ireland, they came from Scotland, they came from England. They move them all around. They were moving them because remember they were black Africans. They weren't slaves, but they were black Africans that was going into these homes, especially people with a lot of money and to work, to be housekeeper or what have you know, and they were moving around. I have been watching some shows lately, and they're talking about Korean and the black women. Okay, now these black women and most of these women that I'm seeing on these programs, they are African. They're depicted as African, and they were put into these homes to work, and some of them were to pay off certain debts that they might have owed, to whoever, and they go through these agencies to pay off the debt by working for these rich people. So you never know. It could be where that's how the moving around went on. You know what I mean? It doesn't have to be because it's 1600. Yes, it was slavery time at that time, but they, like I said, they were moving people around from different country to country. So who knows? It could be,
No.
some of
And I
them,
meant to add
some
Ireland
of
in there
them.
too. It's one more country that they mentioned that was in reference to the dialect out in Patois, obviously, but I know it was Ireland, Scotland, of course,
Yeah.
African dialect, and it's one more other place.
Mhm. Mhm.
Well,
So that's right across. Most Africans they just jump right across and go to England.
so now
England is full of them.
I can go to Irish. I can go to Ireland and say hello, mates.
The-
That is Australia.
But they always said that they were
It's a little,
originally black people here in the Americas as well.
yeah.
yeah.
I'm going to go there and demand some reparation.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But that Guinness, I think that Guinness is it's just English. The English because they used to put them in those drum looking thing and malt. They like the malt drinks. The English people.
Yeah. That's interesting.
Yeah.
People go research. Go research. So you can go Ireland now and says, listen, my ancestors can't do anything with me now. Right?
The application it says and
Yeah.
others and others.
You all
Black, black, white, or others.
But you know
I take
what?
other every time.
But think about it.
Yeah.
The two things I want to say about it is we already know, right? There's one human race, right? So the only thing that makes us different, right, is if you want to look at us, then it's complexion and its features, right? And then those complexion and features can be endemic to the area that or the country that you come from. So people in that area tend to have those features because they're adapted to the environment. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So we're really just one because think about it. When you look at animals, right? Do you ever look at dog and say, "Oh, there's a black dog. Keep the black dogs over there." Or there's a brown dog. Stay here. White dogs over there. You don't separate dogs and animals by the color. You just see all. You know what you think of dogs? You say, "Okay, those are German shepherds. Those are huskies. Those are poodles." You don't look at their color. You don't
No.
look at the color of their eyes. They're all just animals. It's their classification of what type based on their features.
But what a thing
So
if you just look at
why do we classify us based on a complexion? You know what I mean?
I
That's
think
the-
that
you know?
I think that we need to go and farm our own protests to take this colorism,
Yeah.
ethnicity
And
off.
it starts with us, like what you guys were saying, mark other.
Yeah.
The second thing I have to say, the only reason why, second thing I have to say is kind of put together. One thing is people like a white person who's in Jamaica, it has more in common with a black Jamaican than they would have in common with a white American. A black Italian and a white Italian have more in common than they would with someone just because they're the same complexion. It's where you're from is where you have that similarity. And so it's not, I'm black. No, you're American. Oh, I am not a white Italian and a black Italian. No, we're Italian. So you are who you are. The only reason why I know we still have to know who's black, especially whether any other race, we have to know what's going on with black people. Because if we don't, they will try to run over on us. Look where they released the DEI. There's no way to if you don't mark black, there's no way to tell if our communities are getting the money that we deserve. Because if everybody's American, they can't tell, oh, are these, because they know we're marginalized and we continue to be, we always have to fight for what we need, what we're supposed to have.
Yeah.
So we still have to mark black so that they can still prove and we can show that we're not getting enough resources or we're getting enough resources. So that's why I see why we have to maintain saying black. Because if we don't, they can say, oh, yeah, we hire Americans. That's what we're doing in this. And when you look in Americans, all Americans in that business are all like complexion for this company. So we still have to mark black because of that. So to judge if they're really judging, hiring people, admitting students in school, that's not just a certain complexion, that everybody is diverse. So this is why I can see why we still have to maintain black or whatever, race.
To keep the black in there, the black and African American or African.
I hear what you're saying, but on a I don't even know what kind of level. I guess would say financial level, because if you really need the job or if you qualify for the job, but I can just give my personal experience. Marking other, I have gotten so many interviews.
Yeah.
So many interviews than saying that I was black, and I'm not even trying to be funny.
No, you're right about that. But then when you go to the interview, either they're really impressed with you or they say, oh, I thought her, look at her name, I thought she was white.
Worse if they
But I mean, and that's what, but I feel like it's more so the opportunity to show my talent that I'm looking for.
Yeah.
I know I'm personable. I know I'm qualified for the position that I'm applying for. I just need the opportunity to highlight that. Once I have you locked in an interview, what you do from there is on you, guaranteed, but you can't lie and say, I wasn't qualified.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Because let's just say now, the company that I work for, I'm the youngest and I'm the only black person. I think it's maybe in my department, there's maybe 5 of us total in the company. And I'm not exaggerating. And that was because I qualified. That's why I got the position. You get what I'm saying? Now granted, they could have took it left because again, it's only 5 of us in the entire company.
Yeah.
And we're spread out throughout different departments. And it could, hey, if you want to take it there, they could have said it's a DEI moment. Who knows?
Yeah.
But I definitely was qualified because as soon as I walked in, I got awards for the quality of work that I provided. And I'm one of those high standing members that's recognized. Granted, they may pick because they don't like you shining, but the reality is I shine regardless,
Yeah.
Yeah.
My mom used to say, if you're going to do it, do the best that you can.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And we always have to work harder.
Be surprised how they recognize you. Yeah, they recognize good work. No matter who you are, from you're doing real good work, they will recognize you. Because that's what all employers are looking for. They're looking for people who are going to work and get their job done.
For the most part, because even though yeah, when you did it, you didn't put that you're black and you were qualified, and maybe they were really impressed because at the same time, they're also human. But like, well, she's, even though she's black, which is starts, I'm saying that, oh, she is awesome. Okay, we're gonna hire her for this position, and then, but out of everybody in the company, there's only 5 of you. You understand? So it's there. It's still there, and that's why we still have to check for black. Once we're getting our due opportunities, and it's showing. At that point, now we don't have to say, okay, mark black or this, because now things are more equitable. When that's going to happen, I don't know. So until then, I'm sure they're still going to have black people living in this neighborhood just to make sure that it's equitable, or even equitable, at least somewhat, you know? So
There-
Yeah. And like I said, it's only 5 of us, so you can just imagine the environment. I'm keeping it cute.
yeah,
And so you definitely have to learn to have tough skin, but
yeah.
that I just wanted to explain my experience doing that. When I
Mhm.
say back to back to back to back to back phone calls,
Mhm.
So
and I
yeah,
also think it's because my last name is very different. It doesn't scream very much. It gives very much another country, but it doesn't scream Africa, you know?
okay,
Because I've been questioned like, "Oh, where's your last name from?" I've asked if it was from Russia. I've been asked if it's from places like Ireland, and they're
okay,
shocked to find out when they see me as
yeah,
chocolate as I can be.
hmm,
They're like,
Mhm.
"Oh, we see where you're from."
yeah. So here's the thing, you
Oh,
know, for jobs, that's fine. But I'm saying, for example, like if you're doing a census, you want to say that you're black because it's representing the neighborhood you're in. You know what I mean? So there's places where you don't have to. Maybe you're going for a loan and they ask for if you're black. You don't have to. You can mark other. But
Mhm. Yeah.
when you are doing census and things where money's coming in to your place, I guess, for example, I keep saying census, you want to mark your black because it shows, okay, this neighborhood has 65% black, and they don't get as much resources as a town right next to them. So it just shows they can quantify it, you know. So
we're gonna
yeah,
have
And then again, it could be the reverse too, you know.
we're
Us
gonna
identifying ourselves could also cause us to lose benefits and what have you because of racism and what have you.
we're
So,
gonna
so we're
you know.
between a rock and a hard place
ladies,
then.
ladies, we're gonna have to
Mhm.
wrap it. We have less than 5 minutes left to go. This we could pick this up back because it's a very interesting um
Yeah.
as to ethnicity and you know really being stereotyped, you know, based off of your color and your qualification, etc. The respect, I saw you looking. Did you want to say something real quick? Did you want to chime in there?
Yeah, every time I punch a button for whatever reason, it won't change back.
I don't know. Well, go ahead.
Just quickly though, certain discoveries doesn't really interest me because no matter what race of people we are still arrogant, ignorant, and not mindful of each other. The negative, the hypocritical, all the behaviors is no different one from one to the next. So I don't celebrate and really indulge in that type of discovery. Just like we listen and we see for the richest black man alive, black billionaire, all those type of discoveries, it doesn't move me because the world is still suffering. There are still poverty communities throughout the world. And I don't see the celebration, especially from us to us who are filthy rich, have good life, and don't see the importance of trying to help us come up. So the race of people, how many different races in me, it doesn't move me, it doesn't phase me.
Oh,
All
you're speaking in regards to Ireland's situation? Oh,
and
okay.
how many races of people in one body,
Mhm.
you know, that type of things, and it just doesn't move me because people are still people. mind don't have any mindfulness of each other.
Okay, okay. Listen, we only have 2 minutes left on the air. Just want to big each and every one up, and I just want to thank Lasagna for joining us. Next week we could dive back into this reasoning topic because it's definitely a good topic, especially with respect to ending off like that, and MC really bringing to light, you know, the because basically I would say the race of it all. Having to hide your identity to really be recognized or picked until they see you, and then your presentation at that point. So I think it's a really, really good topic. But I want to take this opportunity as well to just big up YouTube Radio. Blessings to you all, DJ VJ Smiles, Ross Stugel, and people. This Tuesday, July the 7th, um, uh, YouTube's Radio, along with Caribbean Life TV and Radio, they're doing having an event. All are invited. They're saying use free admission, and you could bring a chair. DJ BJ Smile, Shaniqua, Niger Don's going to be in the place. Is located at 414 North Harrison Road in Stone Mountain. All right, they're gonna have a guest, Abby Abrams, and yeah, it just says this Tuesday, Caribbean Life TV and Radio, alongside you choose radio. So I'm not really sure exactly what type of event it's going to be, but I guess they will be performance and DJs will be DJing and maybe artists will be singing and so on. So go on out there and see what's going on in the house. It's an event maybe in your backyard. So that's July the 7th, 9 p.m. to 11 p.m. So I guess it's a quick 2 hour event. So go on out there and support. I'll definitely try to pass through that Tuesday, and bless the place with my awesomeness. Um, so listen, love you folks, and want to say big shouts as well to Victorious 89.1 FM. The panel, as normal, you all are just phenomenal each and every week. MC, no matter how late you come in, you are just always on point, and you know we need you during the beginning, girl, because how did your dance class? Oh, listen, 1 minute to go. I gotta talk to you about how your dance class. Queen, you want to say River Dolce to everyone? You're on mute. You're
We don't
mute.
hear you. We don't hear you, Miss
Oh,
Queen.
Arrivederci. Thank you all for being here. Remember, press that like button, okay, and share it. Okay, we're here every Thursday. It's very imperative that you listen to us because you learn a lot.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Have a blessed one.
MC.
Bye. It's always a pleasure. See you same time, same place next week.
All right, all right. Jai text. She don't know what's going on. She got kicked off again. But you want to say River Dolce?
Be good to yourselves.
All right. So blessings
Good
upon
one.
everyone. And we'll check. Make sure you join the Fantabulous program.
Happy fourth, everybody.
Uh,
Independence Day.
um, Fantabulous programmings. The Lady D show will be airing 12 to 4. Maybe gonna put a little something in there. And also, we got All About Love, Nothing But Love. Sunday night, 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. You have Let's Gripe on Wednesdays, um, 7 p.m. to 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. And you have, as you're listening now, Reason and Thursdays. Also have some great programming on YouTube's radio. Check them out. DJ Phil, you have the twins, Spin, Hype Man, King of Hype, all on there. And we carry 1 and 2 of the shows as well over here. So blessings upon blessings. We love you all. And thank you for joining us. So we want to say have a blessed and wonderful night. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. You can tune right here and get the best in music We love you all. Blessings upon blessings. And I'll get some time frame for you all as well for the shows over there at YouTube. You got the timeline show and so on. All righty. DJ Phil, as I said, Twin Spin, King of Hype, Mile Club at 9 p.m. So blessings upon blessings upon blessings. Love you all. Next week is going to even be fantabulous. So yeah, it just get more fantabulous and fantabulous and fantabulous. All righty. Blessings. Blessings.
All righty. Love you guys.
I'm yours. You're in tune to the Powerhouse Radio, linking the world to the Caribbean.